Let it out, man.
No. Your boy been letting out a lot of things.
Let it out, man.
I'm about to take the whole video. I ain't trying to do all that.
But I will expound on the trust thing. A lot of times we come out of old relationships and old things, and we carry a lot of baggage, from past relationships. And what kills a relationship the most is people thinking that they can't trust their next person that they're with.
All right, the third one. What are you doing to prepare yourself for that woman?
I'll start that one.
Okay.
I'll start that one.
So you have this expectations from a Proverbs 31 woman. Now, by the way, if you have not read Proverbs 31, I definitely, as a woman, encourage you to read it. It's so good. It's so good. So good for any woman. And it's just, it's on point. So now they said what their expectations are for the Proverbs 31. What are you doing to prepare yourself for that woman?
Right. So for me, my understanding of being prepared for a Proverb, I call them P31 woman.
Okay.
All
right.
P31. I think that might stick. That might stick.
I like that. P31.
My thing is, no man can really, I believe, really take care of his wife spiritually if he's not himself taking care of himself spiritually as well too. Like in the home, yes, the man is leading in the household, but the woman is his helpmate. And so, but then the reversal is also that the man helps his wife as well too. So it's like a circle. They work together as a team.
Yeah.
So if as a man, if he's the head of the house, he's supposed to be hearing from God. So if he's not hearing from God, he's not at a spiritual level to receive a word from God for his family, then he has no right to, I believe, to have his own wife or, a Power 31 woman. So I think that's big for me to understand that. And there are other natural things I think prepare you. Probably the biggest spiritual thing is having that spiritual walk with Christ and understanding what your role is in the house to lead your family.
Absolutely. I like that. Who's next?
I'll take it. So I would say go on a manhunt for who you are. Go on a manhunt for what your purpose is. Because without knowing what that is, because one of the things you want to know about your mate is if it's somebody who is pushing you towards whatever your life's purpose is.
Purpose.
Come on, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is
important.
that you have a passion to, you're called to, you have a desire to actually work towards and build towards for your future. You don't want somebody to be a detriment to that.
No.
So you definitely want somebody that's going to push that and be an encouragement to you getting there. But you're not going to know that until you know what your purpose is. So a lot of that downtime while you're waiting on that connection, you working on you. You know what I'm saying? Do things. Just realize also that get comfortable with realizing that life goes on while I'm waiting. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to have fun still. Should I stop having fun because I'm single? You know what I'm saying? Like, no. No. So I would say, keep life moving, have fun, find out who you are, so that when you connect with that person, is that person pushing me towards that, or are they tearing me down from it?
Meditation.
I like that.
I don't even know if I got nothing to add.
Awesome point.
I mean,
Josh, you want to add anything? Just simple.
Really, it's almost reiterating some of the stuff you said. Just knowing who you are. That's kind of like where I'm.
That's important.
Because I realized there's things like I actually want to do.
Right.
For me. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I don't want nobody else with me doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I realized that it's okay to work on me at this point, and also kind of letting go of disappointments and hurts in the past. I think that sometimes we can allow that to defeat us so much, and we think I remember I thought I was someone who didn't struggle with unforgiveness and stuff, but many times when you rehearse past pains, that's you bringing up unforgiveness.
Right.
It's you don't know, and that's not to put you down or anything. It's to let you know you're human at the end of the day. You're weak at the end of the day, and only more. So, and as I'm saying that, I'm human. Christ is perfect. In me being in this flesh, I know that it's Him. It's only through Him that I have success. So, I mean, just really working on my relationship with God also while I'm in this stage. Look, letting God show me my imperfections, put it blatantly in my face, so that I can work on it. You know, and even when He shows me my imperfections as I'm pursuing somebody, it's not strange because He's been dealing with me all this while.
Yeah.
So, like something that can be done. Like if you go back to school, do something that make you proud of you. Part of the reason why people find themselves single is because of broken up relationships. You know what I'm saying? They might have been hurt in it. Their heart was broken. And they felt they left the situation feeling empty, feeling like I have nothing to offer nobody. They feel broken. So it's like it's crucial sometimes to actually take some of that time and build yourself back up. Go back to school. Do something to make you proud of yourself.
Yeah.
And be like, yo, like the last person was not happy with me. I was bamboozled thinking that was me. I was the problem the entire time. And then you kind of you pick yourself back up. You realize you wasn't all the problem. But while I'm picking myself back up, let me go back to school. Let me do something to make me proud of myself. So, yeah.
You know, while you're waiting and being you and working on yourself and enjoying yourself, these are great points. That, you know, don't lose who you are. Don't lose your purpose. Don't lose what God has meant for you. Because when that man comes or when that woman comes, it's a merge, it's togetherness, and then you guys walk in the purpose that God has for you together. So don't forget that, and you know, work on yourself. Peter and I did a relationship series sometime last year. So if you have not checked it out, I definitely encourage you to check it out. It was like a 4-week series that we did, and we talked about just goals and relationships and stuff like that. So now these are single men coming from their own perspective. So I definitely want you guys to stay tuned and just hear what they have to say. So one last question.
Hold on. And I'm sorry, my bad.
No, go
but
ahead.
You said another thing that really helped me preparing is like connecting myself with a mentor who is married.
Yeah.
Like it has a marriage that I respect. You know what I'm saying? Because they make me realize like that they've been in my position too.
Absolutely.
And I definitely believe when someone got something good, like you want to mimic those things so that you can have it good for yourself.
Okay, last one.
All right.
Are we ready for this one?
Yeah.
All right.
What are the stigmas you hear about single men, and how do you overcome these stigmas?
All right. I hate this. When a single person says, I'm taking this time to work on myself and my relationship with God, and everybody assumes, oh, they just using that as an excuse because they tired of being single and stuff like that, or they can't find nobody and something like that. And while that may be true at times, like come on, bro, you ain't gotta think that the person ain't really trying to work on themselves and who they are. You know what I'm saying? Like if they, I know like one thing I'm like for me with the different things I'm doing, like I'm learning like an instrument because I want to learn it. I'm studying for my exam. I'm heavily starting to be involved in the youth ministry and the young adults ministry and stuff like that. Honestly, having time for a relationship is not something like that even fits at this point in time for me. So it's like, yeah, I do this other things to not think about a relationship, but it's not the only reason and stuff like that. So not every single person is thinking their entire time of life, how can I get with somebody, and is using segues away from that. Genuinely, that is a good response.
Right.
If it's genuine.
Well, the obvious one that all men cheat. And men can't be faithful to one woman. You know, not being faithful to one woman. I actually had a person tell me that their theory, it was a woman, tell me that her thing was like because there's so many more women in the world than men, then at any given time you're gonna have more than one woman fighting for the attention of one particular man. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
It's because wherever you go, women just outnumber. And to me, that showed a little bit of insecurity from my end.
Yeah.
But the thing I was noticing, I was like, somebody hurt her that had to come from a place of experience. You know what I'm saying? And in situations like that, I think that takes time to heal it. If it so happens that a woman says, I want to give it a shot. You know, I have been hurt. I've been cheated on in the past, but I want to give love a chance again. It's the responsibility of the man to be able to gradually, like slowly walk that situation. Exactly. Take your time. You know what I'm saying? Prove over time your love for the person.
Right.
And at the same time, you're finding out where they stand with you. But you definitely want to, that's definitely something that needs to be healed over time. But you definitely got to prove that. That's not something that's going to happen overnight. One more thing on it. Like, it's a scripture that actually says, and I think it's in 1 John chapter 4. It says something about perfect love casts out fear. It drives out fear, right? Yeah. And basically, like, to me, what that says is, like, if I'm doing what I'm supposed to do to prove to you that, you know what I'm saying, how I feel about you, if I love you, I'm not going to put you in situations that's going to make you insecure and that's going to make you question my love for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do everything to prove to you that you can actually put your heart in my hands.
Absolutely.
So, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's the way to actually, you know, go against that stigma.
And to be fair, if you keep proving yourself to this woman and she still feels like she can't trust you, then that's on her.
A lot of times we come out of old relationships and old things, and we carry a lot of baggage, you know, from past relationships. And what kills a relationship the most is people thinking that they can't trust their next person that they're with. Like they almost like they're still dating their old boyfriend or girlfriend, whatever it is, their relationship. They're comparing you to them, and you have no daylight to try and get out of that. Because they're still seeing you, they're still seeing that person in front of you, and it's difficult because, you know, let's say, you know, you're a good guy, you're trying to do the right thing, you know, you're trying to help her heal and all that stuff, but, you know, or guy, vice versa, however it is, but you have to work through all that baggage. And something you said, Adaku, was good. Is like if that doesn't work out, it's not on the guy or girl to try and make that happen. You know, God's got to heal that soul. They got to heal those things that causes that kind of breakage and break up in their life and that part of their heart that's been hurt, you know. And so I think that's really important. I think I talked about it a little bit, but I just want to expound on that. That trust thing is so important because where are you going to go with that, you know, when you get married? That's still going to be in your heart. It's still going to be in your life. Will you ever get to trust your mate, your spouse, you know? So it's really, I mean, that's an important piece to really consider, you know, when you're dealing with those kind of stigmas.
If you're going to allow God to bring your mate to you and help you find your mate, you should not be having, you know, worried about these stigmas.
Yeah, especially about Nigerian men being one. You know what I'm saying? We're not all horrible.
But I think those were the 4 questions. Do you guys have any closing or anything that you want to say before we end this video?
Yeah, love yourself, but you can love somebody else. You gotta love who you are and love who God made you to be, or you can love somebody else. Say lie. Let that sink in.
Anybody else?
Yeah. I'm just being honest. I'm still learning.
I got the mic. Oh, okay.
That's it. Anyway, Josh, I think Josh probably.
I think I'm good.
Okay.
I think I'm good.
Okay, Josh has said it all. Well, if you want to hear more on this, okay, and you want to have a part 2, leave a comment below.
Come on, let them know. Bring me back. Bring me back.
A little mini-series.
A little mini-series.
Hit that like button.
We do it,
share this.
People.
Hit that like button.
Yeah, definitely. Just push the button. I don't even know what
subscribe. We know you
subscribe, comment, like,
please
do all that.
Share your comments.
Share it.
Okay, guys. You have heard my brothers, and you've heard their perspective on this relationship. If you have any questions, please leave all your comments in the comment section below. And if you want to have them back and have part 2, it looks like we might have a part 2 on this.
Let's do it, man.
Yeah, it will happen.
Ask some questions.
Ask some questions, whatever you guys want to, you know, to continue.
Talk about. Yep.
Continue from where we stop. You can add to where we stop. Ask some questions, and just let me know what you guys want to see from them when they return, because I do believe that there will be a part 2 on this. But anyway, with all that being said, thank you so much for joining. If you have not subscribed and you're new to this channel, thank you. Welcome. Subscribe. And subscription button.
That like.
I'm like blabbling right now.
It's all good.
Like, share it, and I'll catch you guys next time. Okay? Ciao.